Hi there, this is Rachel with Means to Explore, helping you plan, save, and go on your next epic vacation in 10 minutes or less. Today, I'm sharing our top tips for driving the fabulous Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina and Virginia, one of America's most scenic drives. I've driven this beautiful route countless times in every season and have valuable insider tips to share with you today to make your journey a memorable one rather than a stressful one. So, let's dive in with some practical information first, and we'll discover our top 5 need-to-know tips for driving Blue Ridge Parkway. First, let's talk for a minute about what to expect on Blue Ridge Parkway. This is the most visited National Park Service site in the country, built to connect Shenandoah National Park in Virginia to Great Smoky Mountains National Park in North Carolina. It took over 30 years to build. Construction first started in 1935 during the Great Depression, was put on hold during World War II, and it resumed again in a big push to get it done by the National Park Service's 50th anniversary in 1966. They got everything done except for a short section by Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina. The owner of that area wanted to preserve the ecosystem, not blast through it or dump a bunch of dirt on top of it. So the engineers designed the Lynn Cove Viaduct, which is basically a bridge that clings to the side of the mountain with minimal impact to the landscape. Today, it's one of the most photographed sections of the parkway. It completed the 469-mile-long parkway and opened to the public in 1987. The parkway is built almost entirely along the ridgeline of the Blue Ridge Mountains, dipping into a few valleys along the way and reaching an elevation of 6,053 feet at its highest point. This beautiful protected landscape offers so many different views, mountain history, and hiking trails for all ages and fitness levels. But we don't need to sell you on this. You've already decided to go, and now you just need the insider tips for driving Blue Ridge Parkway. So let's get to it. Tip number 1. There are no gas stations on the parkway. Fill up before you leave town for the day. There are a few towns adjacent to the parkway that'll have gas, but that means you have to take a detour off of the parkway onto some winding mountain roads for a minute just to reach the town, and gas prices are almost always going to be higher. You're unlikely to get stranded on the parkway if you do run out of gas, because this is such a popular route, but it really puts a damper on your day to be stuck in one spot while you're waiting for someone to bring back gas. If you want to be able to linger as long as you like on the parkway, in case there's an amazing sunset that you have to stop 3 times to see because it just keeps getting better. Trust me, I know. Fill up before you leave town and don't worry about gas. Just enjoy these stunning views. Tip number 2. There's not much cell service in the mountains. You'll pick up signal as you pass cities like Asheville or Roanoke, but the majority of the time you'll have very little or none at all. We recommend you download offline maps before you leave your Wi-Fi and then put your phone into airplane mode to save your battery. If you use your phone as your camera, then make sure you have a charger in your car. Every lookout and hike has an amazing new view to capture. Tip number 3. Use mile marker posts to navigate on Blue Ridge Parkway. Mile markers increase as you drive south. This is an incredibly important and handy piece of information to know ahead of your trip. Even if you get an official Blue Ridge Parkway map from Visitor Center, which we always recommend, not every stop is shown on the map. If you have a specific spot you want to visit, like say Craggy Gardens or Linville Falls, look up the milepost number before your trip. The markers can sometimes be difficult to see too, so keep your eyes peeled. They're short concrete posts with blue numbers and are often partially hidden by overgrown vegetation. They're also incredibly hard to see at night because there aren't any lights on the parkway. If you miss your turnoff, it could be a while before you have an opportunity to turn around. Tip number 4. Blue Ridge Parkway winds its way through national forests and along mountain ridges for some truly spectacular views. But to provide those views, the road curves a lot. The speed limit never exceeds 45 miles per hour. In many sections, it drops even lower for steep grades and tight curves. Curvy roads through the mountains don't offer a lot of straightaways for passing either. You'll hate it the first time you get stuck behind an RV chugging its way up and down the parkway, but don't worry, most RVs will pull over at an overlook if they notice a line of cars forming behind them. And just a quick side note, there are several tunnels on Blue Ridge Parkway. If you're bringing a tall vehicle like an RV, check you'll clear the tunnel before you go. You can visit the Blue Ridge Parkway NPS website to verify you have enough clearance for your vehicle on your route. We also have a list linked in our full post that we'll link to at the end with all of the tunnels and their height clearance. Tip number 5. Bring food and drinks in the car. This is technically a road trip after all, even if you're only going out on the parkway for a hike. However, restaurants are few and far between on Blue Ridge Parkway. Lodges usually have one restaurant, but those are also few and far between and often packed at meal times. Campgrounds might have a camp store with prepackaged basics. Towns are a detour completely off of the parkway, and some don't have restaurants either. Rather than trying to schedule our activities around finding a place to eat, bring your food with you and eat wherever you are when you get hungry. Be that an overlook, a picnic area, or at the top of a mountain. Just remember to pack out your trash and leave no trace. Always bring water with you if you plan to hike, and it's a good idea to have drinks and snacks in the car anyway. So there you have it, our top 5 need-to-know tips for driving Blue Ridge Parkway. If you need all the info and a few more tips for driving Blue Ridge Parkway, check out the link below or scan that QR code. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about Blue Ridge Parkway. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for more inspiring travel content. Until next time, I'm Rachel with Means to Explore. Happy travels!